Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Here we have a AH-64 DM for Madagascar whatifian Apache, and I've done this one with its two fellows. This is a DM and this is an P, and I've done it with the blades folded. Now it is completely fictional what if, but the Apaches, the British got, have blade folding kit, and there is a blade folding kit which has gone out to the wider Apache fleet, which is really useful for using this helicopter on board ships, which is my plan. So these helicopters will be used on the Super LHDs and other ships, and I've added a little tow bar here which has come from a Z9 model kit from Dream Model, and I've used two of the Dream Model AH-1Z Zulu rotor holder blade things, whatever they're called, and I've cut the blades and then I've done it with the blade folded configuration. So it's a bit of a kit bash. The whatifians use 3 DMs per flight and 1 P. Now the P I'll come to separately, but the DM is the main workhorse. It can have the longbow. They normally have 1 longbow per flight because they're not fighting masses of Soviet armour in their theatre. And they have 2 of these with no longbow, and then the P, like I said, I'll come to later. So this is the Italeri kit, which is a very basic one. Now it's not the full D kit, it was the Westland demonstrator in the early 90s, so it doesn't have the full height sponson on all of the sides. Because they got bigger sponsons as they went on, and then the back of the sponson is now a different shape. So I've upgraded this with my own Southrup Moors missile alert warning systems. Underneath they have this data link / avionic pod underneath there, and when they're on the ships they're not carrying the missiles when they are just sat there on the ships, the Hellfires or the Jagums, the new missiles, the AGM-179 I think it is. So they've got the missiles taken off and the rocket pods would be emptied so they can be stored in the hangar. But it's a lot easier to transport these around the ship and move these around the ship because of the wheels. You only need the tow bar and these 2 blade holding devices here, and that's why they're moving to the Apache away from the Zulu Cobra or whatever it's called, the AH-1Z. So there you go. This is the Italeri kit, which is nice and cheap, about £12 including postage, which is why I go for it rather than the Academy ones. And the P is a different one. So the P again has this large bulge underneath, but the P here has got this huge data link pod here, and it's got a long range standoff loitering munition on this wing stub, and then the 4 Hellfires and the rocket pod. And the idea of the P is the P provides the ability to control drones, standoff loitering munitions, and it can use that huge data link pod to control the fight of the other 3 Apaches using the sensor data from the longbow. And this has got an extended range fuel tank on this side, and it can also coordinate with other assets like the smaller strike drones and coordinate those. So the P is in service in less numbers. These are rebuilt A's. All of them are rebuilt by Southrup with the latest Apache engine, and I add extra countermeasures, and they have Israeli avionics to make them cutting edge. But the idea is that the Apaches are now not just doing Apache things and blowing stuff up, but they're also coordinating drone attacks and part of a wider strike package on the enemy. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope you like the model. I need to do a UH-60L with the blades folded as well, but the idea is that on the Super LHDs, this 4 basic flight is the core component, and then you can add an extra flight as you need it. Take care. Goodbye.